Oh, look, the sun's out. Not. Oh. Before the walkway gets torn up this week, or this coming week, I should say, I've decided I'm going to start collecting more seeds because a lot of these bulbs are going to be pulled up or put into bags. So I'm going to do the seeds first, and then I'm going to dig up the bulbs and save those for next year. Now, right now, I am collecting grape hyacinth, and then I have some more I'm going to be collecting around the yard. So for these, I am cutting and collecting them and putting them in these little brown sandwich paper bags that I have. And I'm going to keep them upside down and let them dry out even more. They're pretty dry now, and the seeds will start to drop. I'm going to do this with some other flowers like I mentioned here in the gardens. And I've also already collected poppy heads, and I'm trying to think of what else I had. I'm already drawing a blank, but I will show you. And I also put those in large paper bags so that when they open and drop their seeds, I will be able to collect them. It's hard to believe that it's just past 9 o'clock and it's still quite light outside. Wanted to share that I added some twinkle lights, some little fairy lights to the arch. I threw them over in the middle of the night, so they still need to be fixed. But these are solar lights. I'm going to see if I can find a link for you. I bought these last year, so I don't even know if they're still available. But this is just one strand. This is longer than Christmas lights I buy, so I was very pleased. And I'm going to come up close to them for you. They're the really tiny, nice warm light. Let's see if I can get out of my own shadow. So I'm going to try to find those for you. But I have to readjust them and move them about. But I was just very pleased. I still can't believe how bright it is out right now. But this is the unit that catches the sunlight. It does have a stand, but I literally just put that on the rock the other day, and in the middle of the night I threw these over just so I could see how it works. I'm so pleased. Well, we got back from the rainstorm and we were hunkered down inside for quite a while, and it's passed for I don't know how long, but I want to show you something. I waved the white flag yet again, and I have our gardeners coming back to help with some landscaping. Now, this is the section we are going to be calling, or I've been calling it, the orchard. And I'm going to take a little step over here. The apple tree that had only a couple apples for the past couple years. You might remember I did the stake fertilizers. Well, this tree is full of apples, full. Almost too many, I'm thinking. So there's so many on the ground as well. I know we're going to have probably a little honeybee and yellow jacket fest here on the ground and all kinds of animals. But I have never seen so many apples on this tree. That makes me very excited. But on this side yard, our little Siberian crabapple tree was completely, really hit bad with the snowstorm we had. But with this limb that actually came down to the ground, we're leaving it because there's a potential that this could mesh together where it got injured. I might be repeating myself, and I'll have to figure out how we're going to keep the grass cut along here. But I thought this would be a really great place for a chair. Let me see if I can move this out a bit more. Okay, so I thought that would be a great place for a chair. This particular one looks kind of odd with the break, the way they cut this, but there's a chance that things come growing back out, so I'm going to leave it for now. And at one point this did have, I believe, it looks like a circle, so at one point I will clean that up, put more mulch down there. But this is the area that we are going to get some help with. All along this wall there is a garden, and I have not touched this yet since we've lived here. So this is going to be exciting to have this finally look nice and clean and fresh, because this is a beautiful area to sit out here. It's very peaceful. This particular tree, I have not had any indication of what is blooming. I do believe I was told it was a cherry tree by one of the arborists that was here. There is no markings that I could see. The other pear tree has a tag. This one no longer has one. So this could be a cherry tree, but there were no blossoms. So nothing on this for 3 years now. Or I should say this is the third summer we've been here, but 2 years technically. We were hoping to get to the sugar shack this week. That was one of the projects. We had some time we were going to spend together on this. Well, the rain has not allowed it, and this will be put off for a bit because we have some other projects now that are in queue. But this should be a project, it should be fun. You know, we're going to have to do some angle cuts because we are going to put some wood strips to seal up the cracks to make it a little more weather tight, and then it's going to get a fresh coat of paint. I do have this paint color I found in the basement from the previous owner, or I might do it a little bit deeper barn red. I'm not sure yet. I know Benjamin Moore has a color I'm looking into, so this is going to get a do-over at one point. But what an amazing day out now that the rain has stopped. Rubber boots. Big rain puddle. Rubber boots. Big rain puddle. Oh, I'm gonna go in. This is making me remember a childhood memory. I had to have been only 2 because we moved before I turned 3. And my mother would put my rubber boots on, and we lived on a hill, and the water rushing down the side of the hill I would get to play in. We had a lot of rain, I wasn't kidding. He just called me 4. Actually, I was flashing back to 2. I have been scheming a plan of making some sort of privacy screen, for lack of better words, something to hide that large rocket ship size fan, which we do love because it keeps the house cool and warm, but it's so large, and I just wanted to put something to hide it a bit. And I think I'm going to put it on the opposite side of the wall, but against the wall, just so that it's hidden. And I can't have anything close to it because of snowfall. So that is going to be possibly a fall project too. Probably fall 2024, but that's the plan. Well, thank goodness I was wearing my boots. This is where I freshly dug and put some cardboard, and then I thought plenty of soil, and then the mulch. But let me see. Oh, gosh. Oh, well, I guess I got some work to do. Darn it. But I was pleased to see that my white lavender is opening. I'm supposed to have 2 white lavenders. It even says white lavender, but it came in as purple. So that's one reason I do like to buy plants where you can actually see the flowers or the petals. Yeah, see, it was supposed to be white, but it's not. And this is last year's planting of lavender, and it did fantastic. Much better. Okay, I think I can go in the house now. The painting has begun on the porch. This is just one of the many phases happening here. It's been quite time-consuming cutting around the beam or painting around the beam and all the edges, at the ceiling, at the sides, but I'm determined to do a very neat job here. Once again, this is just the beginning. Second coat, third coat's going to be needed. We're going to do some different paint colors on the door and the windows. I'm going to have different decor in here. Just wait. It's going to be a while, but I'm getting it done. It was so hot outside, and I offered to bring out some ice water, which was greatly accepted, and I decided to cut some lemons, some lime, and then I cut some strawberry mint and orange mint from the garden, but I placed it on a dish because I didn't know what they would want or if they would want it.
Oh, the citrus and the mint is heavenly.
Well, they are done for the day, and may I say, what a difference. They rocked it. Oh my gosh. I just can see outside even our living room window, and I can see the stone wall now. Our goal is to see more of the stone walls. This came out amazing. Tomorrow they will be returning, and they're going to be spreading the bark mulch or the compost mulch that we have. We had that delivered by them a couple weeks ago. But oh my goodness. This area is sad, needs a lot of love. But luckily I had been here telling me and reminding me how much I have done and that I can't do it all at once. So I appreciated that. This is the raspberry and black raspberry patch I did last year, and it's just overgrown. After saying that, I decided to go back and see when I did work on this last year, and it was August 22nd. So I'm kind of ahead of the game. If I tackle that raspberry patch in a week or two, I will still be a month ahead of what I was last year. So sometimes I have to give myself a little break and realize I have done a lot here, and I think we do that to ourselves sometimes. We don't give ourselves enough credit. So for those of you out there who are working hard but don't think you are. Give yourself credit. The blueberries are here. Our hydrangea, but it needs a little love. This is new. I have not seen this with the garlic. They all have a little loop-de-doo. Okay, for those of you who have grown garlic before, I never have. What's up with this? I read that I'm waiting to see the lower leaves turn color or the upper. I didn't read anything about this. Interesting. So it's now Friday morning and I did a little more painting today, but it's time for me to take a break. I have a long way to go, but my daughter Shannon has just shown up and we are heading out in the woods to collect ghost pipes, and I will show you what those are in a moment. But it is a flower that is completely void of color because there is no chlorophyll in it. It grows in the woods, and it's also used to make a tincture. It used to be used by Native Americans to help with pain, help with nerves, anxiety, and a few other things. Now, this is something I'm not promoting that you go out and try it, but it does work for me. It works for Shannon, and a lot of people do create this tincture for those purposes. We're going to make a batch for myself. We're going to be putting the ghost pipe first in some water, and then it goes into some Everclear alcohol, and then it creates this tincture that you can put tiny little drops of liquid under your tongue once it's completely, I'm going to forget the word here, but we're going to let it sit for a couple weeks. And like I said, it's a nice natural remedy for me. I probably should have had information about this nervine in front of me, but Shannon might be showing more on her channel, or she'll produce it next week. And also, this flower in some of the states are endangered, but in our area they are not. So I know some of you might say that we shouldn't be picking them. In our state it is fine to do so, but in other states please check if it's endangered or if you are or are not allowed to harvest this. It's Saturday morning, and right now I am just about ready to host a small group of ladies from the neighborhood. We are actually going to plan a neighborhood cocktail appetizer party, and we will be hosting it here. So no pressure to get the kitchen done, right? So we are just going to meet, try to figure out a date. You know, it's getting a few of the neighbors together that haven't met each other. And it's really nice in a community like this when you recognize cars going by and wave, but you just don't know who you're waving to. So this is going to be, I think, a great idea. And they used to have neighborhood parties, and I think they told me in the 60s, where they would actually snowshoe and cross-country ski to each other's homes. So we're trying to rebuild that tradition. What I have here, do you remember this sweet little item that I purchased thrifting? I put some sugar in that, and I have my milk out. I have coffee brewing, which I'm going to fill in this pot right now. And oops, I got to turn on my tea. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm going to get the hot water going. Poof. I have no idea where my other silver carafe is. I need to find that because I was going to put the tea in that, but I can put it in a teapot. So that's what I'm doing right now. The house has been so let go. I haven't dusted, vacuumed, and on a dirt road, man oh man, the dust shows up. But I did a really quick surface cleaning, but they're friends, they're gonna understand. Well, the compost mulch has been added. It just looks so much better. I'll tackle some of these other areas. But they found the pieces of the stove. I guess it wasn't as exciting as I thought, because once they found it, it's just some pieces, which are right here. But once again, it's very strange to have that here. But it's really nice to have this all cleaned up now, and I could see putting some garden art down here, and it's going to be that much easier to upkeep and take care of. But it is a beautiful day. It is hot and humid and a little muggy, hazy as well, but I needed to come outside. So I gotta be blunt, I have been quite exhausted, and I didn't even know if I was gonna get this video up today. You know, I mentioned I was not feeling well a week ago, 2 weeks ago, and it was the vid, and I think the leftover things is just extreme fatigue, because this is not me. I'm having trouble just wanting to do anything. So it's frustrating, but I'm going to let it happen because I'm still getting some stuff done, just at a slower pace. But I'm really excited of how this has come about. So now I have over here, I'm going to bark mulch. And I did start pulling weeds, but once again, I'm fizzling out fast. So I pulled these the other day while the ladies were here, and I have more to do. And I loved finding out foxglove reseeds itself all over. I did not know that. So I have some foxglove that I'm going to dig up and replant. I'm happy to see how large the inkberry has grown since I trimmed it back. But this little area, you know, it's going to be done over. Slowly, slowly. But I wanted to just show you this work. Very pleased. Very pleased. I'm gonna have to take care of some of these ferns, so many ferns, and I have a feature here. I'm not sure what it used to be, but I miss seeing it. It's like a circle of stone, so that was really pretty. Maybe I'll put some plantings inside, who knows.